Eric Sloof at the VMworld 2014. I'm at the Nutanix booth and I'm joined by Matt Northam. Matt, how are you?
Hey, good, thanks, Eric. Good to see you again.
Great to see you. You're the former presenter of VMworld TV. So your whole career went into a lift and you do these amazing things.
Yeah, I think they definitely upgraded the presenter. They got someone better looking, clearly. A bit more grey hair, but yeah, moved on from VMworld TV in Copenhagen, I think was the last time I did it. We're now at Nutanix.
So, at Nutanix you're working with hyper-converged infrastructure. Yeah. You're demoing a lot of stuff here. But first, what does it do? What is it?
Really, the hyper-converged thing, the term that's been going around, you know, you've got SimpliVity, EvoRail with all the partners, HP. It's about condensing things down, so your compute, the storage, network connectivity, all in one box, and moving more into a little Lego type frame. So instead of getting converged solutions, as Gartner calls them, from like V-block FlexPods, where it's lots of components and they rack together, everything's in a small little box. So you know, we've got the box on the stand, we can show, little 2U form factor or the Dell model, and everything that you need to deploy is inside that box. So yeah, hyper-converged, really in there.
Right. So, and scalability is easy. It's already validated hardware, so the customer doesn't have to look at an HCL or something. It's a fully packed solution, and when you power it on, it immediately works.
Exactly, that's it. Ease of use, right? So how do we speed up that time to deployment? Yeah, are you checking all different things, as you mentioned, for the HCL? You get it out the factory floor, you know the hardware is going to work, certified, you're not going to have any driver issues, turn it on, get your hypervisor up and running, and then start building your cluster with the different software.
Right. So you already mentioned some of the competitors, but I think you have a special twist with things like replication. Can you show us a demo and the whole health thing that was recently introduced?
Yeah, so we when you look at all the competitors out there, some of it's just architecture decisions that you make. So we're a virtual appliance that sits on top of the hypervisor, so we're not baked into a kernel anyway. So you know, we're a bit like, say, NSX there. We can support multiple hypervisors, but on vSphere, so on the screen here, what we have is hypervisor 5.1, we support 5.5 as well. And as you go through now, because we're converged, when we click on the drop-down screen here, we now have things, VMware Health, VM, storage hardware. So all converged solutions, everything's in the box. So you can see from the virtual machine down to the hardware what's going on. So that for performance troubleshooting analysis, really easy. So on the home screen here, we got a picture of the entire cluster that we have here. And down here we have things like resiliency and rebuild capacity. So now, because in a converged solution, we know our components are resilient. It's not like a single server, correct? So we can have a hard drive failure, you can tolerate a node, or if you've got enough, a whole block all of a sudden, and rebuild capacity with converged solutions, because they're taking an aggregate of all the hard drives and you just add, like with vSAN and SimpliVity, we have enough space to rebuild. You know, you don't like filling up your home drive right up to the end, right? So from here we now have a new feature called Cluster Health. So what this gives us here, again, we're monitoring the entire stack. So we've got our VMs, hosts and disks, and we're monitoring 30, 40 odd different utilities. And on the right, the guys can see, we're looking at things like the hard drive smart health status. So we're monitoring the hard drives, the SSDs, the spinning disks to see how they're doing. We're looking at our CVM, so this is our controller virtual machine. We're making sure they can all talk to each other. Connectivity's good, our cluster's up and running, and then down to normal things that you look at in a VMware space, CPU utilization, etc. And we're getting this information from the SX host because that information is available to you today.
It's an open API, you can read all the information from there.
Yeah, and so all we're doing is doing the correlation and saying, well, hang on, that virtual machine is on this host with these disks, so we can see the performance. And you can get quite granular. So in a way, unfortunately, everything's green here at the moment, but you can drill down into different areas no matter what you want.
It's easily to find a root cause of some sort of a problem?
Precisely, and there is a demo in here with a failed disk drive, but if I just click on here, reserved VMs, now it will tell me here, based on different groups, okay, so there's a couple of 16 gig VMs here, so if I click on this group here, now I can see, okay, what are we monitoring? We're looking for CPU utilization, so if this was red, if I clicked on that, actually we tell you what is the cause of that, what is the metric we're looking at. And in here, if it was red on one of these, we'd see the day where it peaked. So then you could do some correlation. If say October the 12th or 13th, Monday, all of a sudden it went really busy, were we running a batch job? What application was doing that? And you can track back to the application owner and say, you know what, yes, I saw you were busy, look, on this host it was running, right, now we know where the issue is. So you can do a root cause analysis very quickly.
Cool, great demo, Matt. So, if you look at the whole picture, is there also a way to easily manage your machines from this interface?
So you can look at the machines. This doesn't replace Virtual Center in any way for building VMs and doing things. We can get, performance information of individual virtual machines here. You can drill down and give you that. And on this version of the software, we can look at the storage level, you can drill in that, and you can even get down into the hardware level. So here you can go into, hardware doesn't matter, a lot of people say, but it does, right? That's why we have HCLs and QDEPs and stuff. You can drill down into individual hardware and see the host, what's going on. So your infrastructure layer is quite visible. On this version of the software here as well that we have data protection, so managing per VM. This is snapshots, things like that we do. So on here, I've got multiple different protection domains. Now you can see here I'm missing a tab, so am I allowed switching on to the new one to show you the new stuff? Are we doing that on VMworld TV? So now I'm on a new screen. It looks the same as you can see. And Eric, I haven't done this just for you, but the cluster name's Amsterdam. I didn't know, I can promise, wasn't set up. So what we have here and what recently got announced is something we call Metro availability. Metro is quite a European term, Metro Campus. So instead of now just replication and snapshots, we now have async DR, it's our normal per VM replication, but we also have Metro availability. So what this allows us to do is have 2 Nutanix clusters on separate sites, and we can then do synchronous replication from site A to site B. So that if site A fails, we have the RPO of 0 on site B. But not the catch, I'd say, but in terms of normal synchronous Metro cluster replication solutions, say like ones from other storage vendors, where the storage dies, the virtual machines on site A are writing across the WAN to site B. Okay. We're converged. Storage dies, possibly the compute dies as well, remember? It's all crammed in one box. Right. That's not going to be unique to us. What actually happens then is we make the shadow read-only LUN at site B active, and the VMs restart in an HA mode.
Oh, that's a great feature.
Yeah, and very easy. It's a couple of clips. So from Metro availability here, I can add a protection domain. We don't have that up here. And I can just go through a couple of clicks here, select the container I want to protect. So at this release of the software, it's per container, which is an NFS data store. Map it, choose the remote site I want it to go to, set my VM availability. So that's if the network links break, because network links never go down in Netherlands, right? You've all got your own dark fiber. What do I want to happen? And that's almost to stop the split brain in a way. Do I want the VMs to carry on writing locally and catch up when we come back online, or do I want it to fail over? So you get very granular, couple of clicks and you're up and running in the Metro availability. So that's coming out in our next release of the software.
Cool, great, great. Well, Matt, many thanks for the interview and enjoy the VMworld.
Yeah, thanks, Eric, and good to see you again.
Great, thank you.